Hello everyone, welcome back to Jethro Designer, and today in this tutorial we are going to be talking about how to design a G+2 story building. Yeah, so basically we are starting from, as you can see, we are already in our AutoCAD interface, as you can see it. Yeah, this is what we are going to use. We always use our AutoCAD to come up with our structure framework before we import it into Protastructure. You get it? Because we prepare everything. I'm going to prepare everything from here. Then from AutoCAD, we shall import our DXF file into Protastructure. Then we do the rest of the design and all that. So we are going to just go straight forward to what we have come to do for today. And the very first thing, let us first organize our drawing, you get it? Because there are very many things that are unnecessary, they're not necessary actually. Yeah. You will note that we are going to remove each and everything, but we are going to remove some because this is what you will always actually get from your architect. The architect will always uh, give you something like this. It will give you your plan. This is a plan, an architecture plan, but we want to use it to come up with a structure framework that we can use in our product structure. You understand? Yeah. So actually, we are going to remove what is not important for now, and so that we start with what our start on our work. So let us first delete all these things that are not necessary very fast. There are very many things here that we don't need actually for the moment. Yeah. Yeah, so we are going to delete them very fast so that we can do it. This is just, even if you leave them, of course, they will not affect anything. At the end of the day, in your product structures, you import, because most of the things will not be imported here, but it is just a good idea to do it, to delete most of them. Yeah, so that we somehow clean our working environment. You understand? Don't want to do things that are not clear. Yeah. Can see how I'm deleting them. I'm just showing you how to do that. Yeah, but basically that's what you're supposed to always do. You first try to clean your working space so that you see very well whatever that you're doing. Yeah, to be on the safe side. So you try to clean those that you don't want. Yes. Sorry. So you can see how I'm cleaning up most of them. Yeah, just like that. You get it? We are good to go now. Can start on what? On our structure framework. I'm going to move very, very fast, but just request that you pay attention and we move together. You understand? Because you want to make the video as small as short as possible, not too long. Yeah. So uh, yeah. You can see now it is now a bit clean. You get it? It is better than how it was. So that's what I wanted. Yeah. Yeah. So remove this veranda. Let me remove it because I don't need it here. I don't need it. I don't need it. Yeah. So we are good to go. We are good to go. We can now start off with our design. So the very first thing you're going to do, you first copy this whole thing, copy it, just copy it, copy, and then because you want to remain with a copy which is then not interrupted with. Get it? Yeah, this one I'll just do that. So you can see you have to copy this one. So we are going to be focusing on this one, so we are going to use, but this one is going to guide us afterwards. It's just a good thing that we leave at least one of them. This is why I'm only using only the ground floor plan, is because it is going to be the same for the three stories. You get it is the same, nothing is changing. All the structural elements are in the same line, they're in order. But in case you get a plan whereby the structural elements are different, of course you have to organize the structural framework, have to get a way of organizing it well in a way that every structural element aligns with the other. You understand? Yeah, because you have to maintain the flow of the loading from up to the pads. You get. So what you're going to first do now, we are going to talk about how to use layers, because that is one of the fundamental things as you're making a structure framework in AutoCAD. So on that note of layers, you come here to layers, you can see this is actually AutoCAD that we are using. You understand? Civil 3D, but this is the part of AutoCAD that I'm using right now. You understand? So just click on layer properties. When you click on layer properties, come here to new layer. You click on new layer. We are going to first put we want two layers, because what we are going to be inserting in our design, we shall be inserting the grids and also inserting the columns. That's all we need. For the beams, that's when we are going to insert them from Protastructure after importing our DXL file into Protastructure. You understand? So just name your layer that you name it as, you're going to first name it as grid. You have make sure you spell it very well, grid, because Protastructure will be reading that very spelling, because it has to read it in Protastructure. So make sure you use the right spellings. If you don't know the spelling, make sure you Google it. You understand? So you be sure of the spelling of whatever you're doing. Yeah. So then you come here to your color, and then you're going to change the color of the grid to something like this. Yeah, then here to line type, we are going to change it to dashed double. Yeah, you can use that. It's okay. You can see it, you are saying to dashed double. Then you're also going to create the one for column. Just come and click and type in column, name it as column. Make sure you make a right spelling. You insert the right spelling. You understand? Then here on color, I'm going to change this one. I want something like this. This will, let me look for something like blue. That will work for me. Then for the line type, I'm going to use, of course, continuous. I don't want to use dashed for column. Column, I want to use continuous. You understand? So after that, what you're going to do, you activate one of them that where you want, the one that you want to start with. And basically, I think that start with what? With we can start with any. We can start by inserting the columns, and then after that we insert the what? We insert our grids. Understand? And I'm going to start with inserting the grid, then we insert the columns later. So just come here to grid, and then make sure you double click so that you tick it. Just to be ticked here. This one just shows you that it is now activated. When you come here, you can see grid has already activated itself, and you can see here by layer, it is already in the red color that we chose, and also by layer you can see. And our line, you can see it's double dashed. Understand? So after doing that, of course, you're going to come here to our working space, and then you do what? We start inserting our grids. The grids, these are the axes. Understand? The different axes that you always use, because we normally use grids during building set out. When you're setting out your building, actually the grids are very, very, very important. You understand? Yeah. So just come here and then click, and then we are going to use shortcuts, of course. Just come here and then put XL. Just come anywhere in your working space, click XL, then you enter. When you enter, it's going to say specify point, and then specifying, you're just going to put horizontal H. Just put H, and then you enter. You can see your horizontal axis has come. So now you're going to begin inserting them wherever we are supposed to insert our grids. So we need a grid here, and make sure you put them in the middle. So you have to always look for a way of inserting your grids in the middle of your wall. These walls of ours, they are what? These walls are, we're using walls of 200. It is a 200 millimeter thickness, millimeter thick wall. You get. So we need also a grid here in the middle. We need one here, as you can see. we need another one. Yep, we need this one here. We don't need that, so we need another one here at this point here in the middle. You can see we need one here. Sorry. So we need here in the middle, we need a grid. Understand? So we need another grid where yeah, we need a grid here, one grid here. First escape and first delete is something which is okay. This one is not important. You remove it. You can see you have already removed it. Come back to XL, enter H, enter. Yep. So we need a grid here, as you can see. Final and not final, but you also need one here at this point. Yes, finally we need a grid at here, finally, because we also have columns at that point. Understand? So I think we are done. We shall cross check, but for now we are done with the grids, the horizontal grids, as we can see. Yeah, we shall cross check and see the one that will be missing. We shall add it. Yeah. Then you come to the, so that come to the vertical grids, XL, enter, then just put V to mean vertical. Do that, you just come here and select, make sure you select the center of your wall. You have to look for a way of making sure that you are always at the center. We need another one here, we need another one, another grid at that point. And then also at this point, we need a grid, you understand? I think we have put all the kind of grids that we want. We have put all of them. We shall still cross check and see the one that will be missing, but for now this is what we have, and we have all our grids. So now you can, if wonder, you can see our grids are too long, you can see they're even exceeding our working space. So what do? We are going to trim them. How? Just come here on, you can see this rectangle, just click on there and the rectangle, and then you make a rectangle around this drawing, just like that. Then what you are going to do, you are going to highlight that rectangle, and then you come here on trim and click on trim, then you just trim it. You can see, very simple, doesn't have to give you any hard time. Yeah, very easy. And now you're done with, then you delete this. You can see you're done with doing what? With deleting your those lines that were extending up to the ends of our working space. You can see now we have something which is a bit neat. Yeah. So we are done with inserting our grids, and you can see now we are going to begin inserting our columns. You understand? Yeah. Now on inserting the columns, actually there are some fundamental principles that we follow when we are inserting our columns that you are supposed to understand as an engineer, as a structural engineer. There are many principles that you have to follow. One, the distance from one column to the next, it shouldn't exceed 60 meters. That is by the codes of practice. You understand? Don't have to exceed 60 meters when you're inserting from one column to the next. It should be either 6, it should be 6 and below. Yeah, the permissible one is 6. That is like the maximum. Then it should be and below. You understand? That is one of them. There are also other principles to consider when you're inserting your grids. I just request that you go and find out more as a student of engineering, as an engineer. Find out all the principles that you are supposed to consider when you're inserting your grids, your columns. You understand? Yeah, but I've given you the major one, that is that can lead to a building collapse if in case it is not catered for. You understand? Yeah. So we are now going to come back to our layers, and now we activate the layer for column. Remember, we already made it, so just deactivate it by ticking it. After ticking it, of course, you remember our wall is 200 millimeter thick, and so I need my columns of 200 by 200. It can be 200 by 400 by 300, 200 by, can be 300 by 300, but me, I want my columns to flush with what? To flush with a wall. That's why I'm using 200 by 200. Yes, but it is not it's not a must. That's what we're supposed to use. It depends on your design, depending on the function of your sheet structure and whatever on the loading. You can you consider very many things as you are doing that. Yes, you're doing you're choosing your size, the size of your what of your column. So I'm just going to click on line, and then yeah, of course this one is going to activate that 90 degrees so that my lines are straight. Remember here I was in column, I'm in columns, you see, I've activated already the columns. So as I come here to the line, then you just pull 200, I put inside 200, I enter, I come down also like this, also 200, can enter that side 200, enter. Finally I am going to of course come to that point and insert my thingy, I finish it, but you can see it is not joined. As you can see, they are highlighting. So I'm going to join them. Just highlight everything and come here to your command center and type in join. Type in join, come here to join, and you can see now when you highlight, everything highlights, meaning it has already joined. You get now it will not disturb you as you're copying it. So I'm going now to start copying, highlight it, then copy. I'm sure that most of us know how to use AutoCAD. We are familiar with it. So as long as you're familiar with your AutoCAD, you can see. Good. So I need another one here, another column at that point. Yes, I need another column at this point. Yep, I need a column here. I'm going to explain each and everything as to why I put my columns wherever I'm placing them. I need another one at this point. I need a column at this point. I need a column at that point. At that point, you can see I need a column here. I need another column at this point at the corner. Yeah. At this point, I need a column. I need one here. You can see how we're inserting them very fast. I need another one there. Since here I'm having my stair, I need even one here. Actually, I'm going to insert it. You're going to see. I need my column here, there, and there, since we are dealing with a stair at that point. Then I'm going to also to insert it here. You can see at this point, I need a column. You get it? In the column at this point, actually I don't need it there. That is what is there. What you are seeing there is just an architectural column. I need one here. Where else have I not put that? Where we need it? Yeah, so we are going to be cross checking even here. Actually I need another column at this point, you understand here. So what am I going to do? Let me first exit. Escape. So I'm going to put a column here. So I'm just going to copy it. Yeah, from a point where I can easily put it, which one I can easily use. So I'm going to put at this point. You can see I need it there. There is one I was supposed to put around here that I've let it put. Yes, you can see I've now inserted. So basically, it will have each and everything that we need. You can see that we have all our columns that we need. You see, in case of anything, in case there is one that we forgot, we shall see that, and we are going to put it. Let us just first cross check and see what we have not been able. So you can see at this corner we have a column here, and now the distance from this column to this column here, either I told you it shouldn't go beyond a certain. If I can try to measure from this column, you can see if I come here and maybe try to measure that point from here, I come to this point, this column here. Maybe, sorry, I want to measure. You can see it's about 3 meters, you understand? So you can see that. So that's why I was telling you at first that it shouldn't be go beyond what 60 meters, should be just within, you understand? And then you also have to follow other principles that I told you go and do research about. You get, yeah, such that you can do something that is very, 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 very good. You understand? You can see that here we need actually we need a grid at this point to show this column. You understand? Let me see, cross check. No, we don't need any column at this point. We delete that. We don't need it. This is just an architecture, an architecture column that is there at that point. Good. Let's set an architecture column. So we don't need any column at that point. Yep. Basically, we are good to go. Can see the distance from his column to this one, it's about 4.5, because from here the end up to the end here we have 5 meters. Also from here up there 5 meters. Yeah, this is our this and this, those are these two, this one here and then this one here. They are our biggest panels that we have. They are, because this one is 5 by 4, then also this one is 5 by 4, so that is about 20 square meters. This one, for this one, this case and this case, they're the biggest panel that we have. Yeah, as you also know, we also have principles to follow when we are ensuring, when we're doing what, when we are coming up with our panels. Don't make a panel which is beyond, actually, which is far beyond 30 square meters. It implies that, take an example, if from this column to this column is about 7 meters, and also from here up to here it is about 7 meters, that implies that you have something like 49, because 7 times 7 is something like 49 square meters. That is already totally wrong. That's why I was telling you that it shouldn't go beyond at least 6. You get it? Shouldn't go beyond 6. So in case you have here, maybe from here up to here, have something like 60 meters, and then here up to there have something like 5, that is 30. You get it? Because if you get 6 times 5, what do you get? Basically, I think you get 30. So that is still within the range, because the bigger the panel, the older. If it's beyond 30, it will bring about it will bring about vibrations. You get it? If the panel is too big, that is some of the reasons why you can receive vibrations. You can take an example when someone is up of the building and then maybe they throw something on the floor. In case you hear that floor vibrate, it means that that panel, there's something not right. And one of the reasons why it can vibrate is when the panel is too big, very much bigger than what the 30 square meters. You understand? It can bring about that effect. There are also other effects that can bring about that. Also, during execution, during in the implementation of the work, yeah. Take an example. You specified a certain number of ring, or a certain spacing between one reinforcement the next in your slab, and then the people who are executing the work, maybe they decide to increase. Maybe they told them it should be 150 or 200 millimeter. Then they use something like 300. That you can also lead to what, to that effect of what, of vibrations. You understand? So basically that is it. So we are done inserting all our columns in the positions that we want them. So then we missed out, as I told you, we are going to cross check and see. So we need also another column here and then here, because what you have there is these are just architecture columns, so we need to get ours. You understand? So we are going to copy, at least from here. We are going to copy one of these. Yeah, I'm going to copy this one here and come and insert it at around that point. You get it? Just going to come here and place it there, just like that. Then also I come here and I place another one at that point, as you can see. Yep. So we have ourselves our columns in all the corners. We have here a column, because remember this is a porch, so we are going to have here a slab which comes out. So you need a column here, because it's not a cantilever. If it was a cantilever, that could be a very, very different case. But it isn't a cantilever, so we need it there. We need our columns at those points. Then here the stairs, as I told you, we need a column here, there, and all the four sides of our support to support our stair. And also all the corners. You should make sure that all corners they must have columns. You get? We shouldn't see buildings where the corners don't have columns. You understand? Yeah, maybe unless it's a very special case that one can understand. You get? So I think now we are done. What you are going to do next step is now to do what? We are going to save this drawing as a DXF file. We are done with our structure framework because I told you for the beams, I'm going to set them from structure. You understand? So we are basically done with this phase. What you are going to do is now one, you save this as a DXF file. You get it? You can just maybe you can even highlight it and then highlight it and save. Highlight it and then you do what? You save it. You can just Control S and then come to desktop. We are going to create our own folder, new folder, which are going to call it tutorial structural framework. You get it? That's how I decided to call it. You get it? It is on I've saved in the Excel. Remember that. So I'm saving it as a DXF file. So you come here to your files of type here, type. So make sure this extension is a DXF. So look for this one. You can see 218 DXF. Yeah, this one. Click on that. Then come here and give it a name. Which name do you want to give you to our thing? You can call it a structural framework. Just like that. That's how I said it. You can name it anything that you want to get. So I'm just going to save it like that. So after saving it automatically, it has now been saved. You can see, you can check on it. If we try to trace where we have put it, remember I think it's this one here. So yeah, I'm just going to put into that. Okay, it's trying to say again. It begins and so it's refusing to enter into this because it's showing us it's still open. You understand? So but it is here on desktop. You can see structure framework. You understand? Yeah, you can see. So this is what we have. Good. Yeah, that's what we have. So on that note, therefore, we are now going to open our what? We are going to open our product structure and then carry out what? The rest of. Yeah, so you are opening our product structure. Yeah, because so we're done with the preparing. Remember, we're done with preparing our structure framework. We prepared it from AutoCAD, as you've also all been following. Next on our agenda is now to import our DXF file into product structure so that we can start off with our design. If at all you haven't yet subscribed to our channel, please subscribe, like, and share, and tell any other person who will be helped by this kind of video. You try to just share it with them. So there we are going to come to next to new project. Just click on new project. And the new project we are seeing project code. Project code you're just going to put in residential. I'm going to name it residential building. You get it? You can name it anything that you want. I'm going to name it residential building 01. Next, it's now about the code. It's requesting me to choose the code that I'm going to use. This one depends on the country. It depends on the organization you work for. Me personally, I'm using BS 8110. Other people are using Indian Standard. Other people are using Eurocode. So I'm just going to choose BS 8110, and I say OK. When I say OK, of course, it's going to open my working space where I'm going to import my structure framework into. Remember that I told you we are importing only the columns and then the grids. Good. You want to position them very well in our product structure. So that, but for the beams, we are going to insert them from here. Yeah. So after that, just come here to beam. You can see this point, beam. when you click on beam, it shows you the different import options, but for us, we're interested in DXF import. So just click on DXF import so it can open for you this catalog. You can see when it opens this catalog, at this point here, it is not active if you look at it very well. But you are going to see at the end of it all, when you load our DXF into ProtaStructure, it will activate itself. So just come here to load DXF. When you go to load DXF, of course, we shall come to desktop. And desktop, we are going to look for tutorial info. When I click on tutorial info, you can see when it opens, we have here our tutorial structure frame as we named it. Remember, when we're naming it, this is what the name we give to it. And it's a JXL file. So all we need is just click on it and then you open. When you open, I think you can see now the different layers. You can see layer showing grid, showing column, you get text layer and all that. So you remember very well when I was emphasizing this very point in AutoCAD, that you have to make sure you choose the layer, you choose correctly your layer, make sure that you name it very well, use the correct spelling for you understand, use the correct spelling in simple terms. So that when you come to process, it can easily read that very layer and it applies it. Here I can change anything in case I want to, in case it has not come in the way that I want. You just click on the drop down arrow and then you change everything that you want to change, you understand? You get it? Click OK, you can see. So now after all that, you just come here and say import. Click on import, you can see that it is importing our different what? It is telling you operation completed, so it has already imported our structure into Prota. Just close, you can see what we have right now. We have something like this. You can see we just have few things that we don't need, like this column here. We don't need it. I don't even know how it came about, but these ones, they are very small things that you can easily edit. Even this one here, just come here and delete it, and then also this grid is not important for us. You come also and remove that. You get it? These grids are too long, they are overextending towards this side, they are overstretched, so we're going to stretch them backwards so that they can be like more like these ones at the same, and these are the same distance from our structure. So just come and highlight them, because that's one of the things I also want to show. You just first highlight one, then you press Control, long press Control, then you click on all of them, you highlight all of them in simple terms. After that, you just come here, you can see your stretch axis. Click on stretch axis and then come and click on one of them. Yeah, you can click at this point and then you move them. Simple. Very, very, very simple. It's not a hard process. So you just do that. I think you can see what we have done so right now. You can see that we have brought them at least to a favorable distance. So you can see that we have to ourselves our columns. They have already been brought in, imported into your ProtaStructure working space. So the next thing we're going to do is now to do what? To insert our beams. You get, because our columns have already been inserted. You get it? Yeah. If you look at you can first look at your view, maybe your 3D view, and you see what you have imported into your ProtaStructure. You can see that you have been able to import this into your ProtaStructure. All the columns have been imported. Now the next thing is just to insert your beams, slabs, and then also add stories and the like. You understand? Then run your analysis and all that, plus your pad footings. You get. So next on our agenda is just go back to our plan view. When you go back to our plan view, we are going to start inserting our different beams. If you cross-check with what we have in AutoCAD, you can see that this is what we did, and this is our structure framework that we have. You can see that we have a beam that is going to run all over up to this end. We have a beam that's going to run up to that, there. So we can, as you're applying your beams, make sure that you cross-check with your structure framework so that you can be sure on where you're applying your beam, where it's not supposed to be. You understand? You just have to always cross-check and be very, very sure so that you don't miss anything. You understand? Yeah, I think we are good to go. So when I come back to my product structure, just like that, so I'm going to begin inserting my what? My different beams. So just come to modeling and then you insert beam. Click on beam to bring this pop-up here. This B is requesting you to put the breadth of your what? Of your beam. And me, according to my walls, remember the walls are walls in our as you can see in from AutoCAD, our walls are 200. You understand? If I come here to measure the distance, I can measure for you something here and you see what I'm trying to talk about. You can see it is 200. You understand? So since your wall is 200, you want to get a beam that is going to flush with our wall. You don't want a beam that extrudes. So we are going to give it what? 200. Then when it comes 200, when it comes to our depth of that beam, we are going to give it 450 just for a residential building. It's just okay. So just come here and then right click and look for 450. It's there. So when you click on 450, you can see that it has already come here. That will be your depth of the beam. So it will be 200 by 450. 250 will be that 450 will be the depth, and 200 is going to be the breadth of your beam. So just come here and say update. Click on update. Of course, as I told you, you have to be cross-checking with what you have here in AutoCAD. You cross-check with your AutoCAD. You understand? You cross-check with it. Yes, because I'm just going to do this very, very fast. If in case you don't know how to insert these beams, I just request that you watch our videos so that you can be sure on and move with us so you can know what we are doing for it. So just go to YouTube and search for Jethro Designer. You'll be able to get our tutorials that we have so far uploaded. So you just be escaping once. Click there up to there. Come bring this one. I also need here this beam to. Okay, let me just start from here. Come there up to that point. Just escape once. Then we need a beam there at that point. Escape once. Also need a beam there up to that point. Escape once. Also, I need a beam that moves over from there up to this point. Yep. Escape once, then you come and also need a beam there, as you can see. Then you also need a beam up to that point, as you can see that. Yeah, that's what we have for now. Good. You can see that this column here, actually, I don't want it at this position or at this place. Where I want this column, I want this, okay, I want a column at this point here. You can see this end here. I need a column at that point. I'm just going to come here to modeling. I go to column. When I come to column, it is, you can see I have 200 by 200. You understand? I'm just going to say update. When I say update, I'm just going to come here and put my word and insert my column. Just as simple as that. Because this is a staircase area. If you come and look at what we have here, it is a staircase area. Implying so I need a column at this point, that point, and also that point. Get it? I need that my columns that are going to support my what? My staircase. You get it? So for this one here, I can even remove it because from here to here it is 1 meter. So I can remove this one, which is at this point, so that I can just have something like that. You understand? Yeah. If you look at what you have done so far in our 3D view, you can see that we basically have something that looks like that. Good. If you compare what you have here and what you have here in your structure framework, you can see that they are almost the same. Not even almost, but they are the same actually. They are the same. So let's go back to our data structure. Yeah, come back to your plan to your view, just come and click on view, right click, and then go to 3D if you want 3D, or if you want to 2D, just come here and then you come to plan. Sorry, yes, 2D is the plan view actually. So you come to your plan view, you can see. So we are done with inserting I'm done with showing you on how to insert our beams, and I've also showed you how to insert the column. The third thing is I'm going to show you is now how to insert how to insert the slabs. So just come here to slab and then click on slab. And you click on slab, you're going to also going to bring here a pop-up. This pop-up is telling you that you have to choose the thickness of your slab. For this, H stands for the thickness of the slab. For residential buildings, 150 is okay, it will work. Then for type, this one is telling you is it a one-way slab, two-way slabs, is it a cantilever, type 12 is a cantilever. Basically, in this video, I'm going to use type 1, you understand? Yeah, for concrete cover, it's you can see it is 25. I want to use 20. I want to take it as 20. Just like that. Anyway, now when I come to, these are the only thing that you're going to change at this point. For the level, leave it at there where it is. Come to your load. When you come to your load, you can see you have the dead load, imposed load, roof load, and all that. So for my dead load, for self-weight, don't change anything. It's okay. Just come to your dead load, and for dead load, it ranges between 1.25 to 1.5, but basically use the maximum one, which is 1.5. Then imposed load, this one depends on the function of your building and what your code specifies, like BS811. So what does it specify? Depending on different functions of the building, it specifies different loadings, different imposed loads. Imposed loads, these are just the live loads, while the dead loads, these are just the permanent loads on your building. Understand? Yeah. So you just come here and then you right click. Of course, your code already specifies for you here the different you can see the different loadings. You understand? Like take an example here, you have domestic use, you have residential, you have bedroom and dormitories, you have banking halls, you have balconies, shopping areas. But we are, for us, interested in the residential. Just click on the residential, you can see it is 1.5, 1.5. Yep. So just come here and say update. Good. When you click on update, then you come here and begin inserting your different slabs. You can see that we have missed only one beam here. We can also add here a beam, but we shall do that one later. Let us first finish inserting our slabs. Insert there, also just click on that, insert there, at that point, and also at that point. You can see that we are done with inserting our different slabs. So for this beam here, I'm going to just go back to modeling. I click on beam. I know I've gone off. I just click 200 by 450. Don't want to change. Yeah, then I come back here, click at that point, and at that point, beams are overlapping. So when you click on, so just okay. Okay, let's first remove this slab so that we can do the thing the way it's supposed to be done. Just click on it and then you delete that. You just delete that slab just like that. Come back to your beam and then you do what? You click 200 by what? By 450. Yeah. Update, you come here, you just do just like that. So after that, you just go back to your model, go back to slab, and we repeat our process the way we did it last time. Yep. Come to load 1.5. I come to that 1.5, update, then I insert my, yep. So you can see, good. That's what you can basically do at that point. So when you come out to our 3D view, you can see that we have already been able to insert our what? To insert our slabs. Okay. So we have our columns, have our slabs. So now the next on the agenda, I'm going to teach to be taking you through on how to add what? To add your beam wall loads. For the case of beam wall loads, just come here and click on that at that point and highlight, like what I'm meaning, highlight one of the beams, right click. After highlighting it, right click, you go to edit wall load. Just click on edit wall load and to bring for you this catalog. When it brings for you this catalog, don't mind about the dead load, just mind about your wall unit weight, because this one has to be correct. So for a 9 inches wall, that is wall between 225 to 30, yeah, even 200, you can use it. Is the wall unit weight we can use is 3.17, sorry, 3.17. So you just place in 3.17. Okay. Then for the height of the wall, this one, remember our wall is always 3 meters. But remember that we have our depth of the beam as 450. So if you get 3 meters minus 0.45, what do you get? You'll get something like 2.55. Yeah, that's used there, 2.55. Just make sure you calculate well. Yeah. Then when you come to your thickness of the wall, make sure that this one we are using 200, so it's gonna be 0.2. Just that, 0.2. Then after that, you just come here and click OK. You can see that our wall load has done what? Has already been placed. So after that, remember we want to put our wall load on our entire structure. So what I'm going to do, just highlight it again, right click, and then you come to what we call copy wall loads, and then you copy it. After copying that wall load, you just come here to your beams. You can see beams. Click on that, then you long press shift, then you come to the last one, and then you click on it, long press shift, then come to the last one and click on it like that. So you can see that it highlights each and everything that you have this side. So yeah, you come and then right click and you do what you say, paste copied beam loads, paste copied beam loads. So you click on it like that, it will give you this notification. Do you want to replace even the other previous one? Yes, I want to replace it. Just say okay. After saying okay, of course it is copying all of them to your, yeah, it's done copying each and everything. So now when we come to our 3D view, click on 3D view, you can see that we have been able to do what? To place our beam wall loads or to add our beam wall loads on what? On our entire structure. Yeah. These beam wall loads, these are the loads that your wall will carry. Remember, as you're constructing, how to make to also calculate for the wall loads. You get the loads that will be carried by your walls. They have to be calculated. You don't have to undermine them because it's very, very important. You get some people are using 9-inch bricks, those concrete bricks, those big ones. So you have to make sure that the loading of all your walls are catered for. You get, and now how to cater for them is through adding your beam wall load on your structure. So next on what we are supposed to discuss today is now how I'm going to be teaching you now how to add the different stories. Okay? Remember, as I told you, our structure is a G+2 story building. So what you're going to do, I'm going to be teaching you on how to add the different stories together. Yeah. So what you're going to do, just come here and just come back to building setout. When you come to building setout, you can see that there is here what you call stories. So come to stories and there is story operation. When you click on story operation, it brings for you this. So come to insert story. Total number of story. So now you place the number of stories you want 3. You get it? So just say okay, yes, yeah. So it has already put for us what we want. So now what we are going to do, we are just going now to do what? To generate our different stories that we want. Come to generate story. Come to generate story, you can see that we have this pop-up that comes here. We have the source story and then target story. So what you're going to do basically, you're going to be copying your things from the source story to the what? To this target story. Say like for example, story 1, just come and click on it and then you come to story 2 and then you click it. so that you generate everything that is on story 1 onto story 2. Understand? And you just come here and say okay. Remember that here this one is showing you that the members that you are going to be able to do what, to generate from one story onto the other. You understand? This one, so you can edit, you can untick what you don't want. Second example, I don't want columns. You can just come and untick it, and then you remove, so that when you generate, your columns will not appear the other side. But I mean, I want each and everything. So now come to story 2, then generate from story 2 to story 3, and then just come here and click on that, then say close. When you say close, just come back to your 3D view and see what you have already done. You can see what you have been able to achieve. You understand? That's what we have been able to achieve just in very few minutes. Yeah. So that's what we have basically. But you can see that I don't want these walls because my structure is a G+2. Remember, this one is the first story. This one here, which has no walls. Remember, I don't need to calculate for the wall loads at the ground floor. I don't need that, because if you study very well how loadings are transferred in through your different structural elements, from the slab to the beam to the column to the foundation, you can see that here down I don't need anything like that, but on starting from the first story and then the second story, I need them. You understand? So this one is a ground floor, first floor, second floor. So this is a G+2. These ones I don't need them. So just come to story 3 and go to story 3. I will just click on it like that and come to my plan view. When I come to my plan view, I'm going to just highlight and everything. Come here to beams. They are already there. So just come, so you can see 3B1. It seems meaning that beams on the third. So just click there and then long press Shift, come down here, and then you just click there, and then you delete wall loads. You can see delete wall loads. So when you click on delete wall loads, you just here will be deleted. Are you sure? Yes. You just delete it, and you can see that they have been deleted. When you come back to our 3D view, you can see that we have our clear building. Yeah, come to 3D view, you can see what we have. You can see what we have to ourselves. So you have been able to do all this. So you can see that we have been able to import our building, our structure into Prota. You saw how we imported this. We imported our structure element. We have been able to insert our different beams, as you can see. We have been able to also I've taught you how to insert the wall loads on your building, and I've also taught you how to insert your slabs onto your structure. You get it? So from that point, at this point, what the next thing that you can do is, now what you are going to do, you can run from here. You can run your analysis. You get it? You can run your simple analysis. For now, I'm not going to go so much into details of the analysis, but I'm just going to show you on how you can run your analysis in Prota-Structure. So just come here to analysis, click on analysis. You can see how building analysis. When you click on building analysis, you can see that we have this pop-up, or this catalog is going to come up here like this. It is showing you the project parameters, loading combinations, wind and story loads. We are interested mostly, we are interested in this one, load combinations, because without that you can't run any analysis. Come to loading generator. When you come to loading generator, just come here. I'm not going to change anything, just say okay, and to bring for you this table. If you want to edit anything, as long as you know what you're doing, you edit from here, and this table, these combinations. I'm just going to say okay. At that point, now you can see we have this second chart at this point here. Now for this one, basically what you're going to do, it shows you your column, the class of concrete you're using, the grade of the reinforcement you're using. So just come here to edit materials. I'm going to leave all my classes the way they are, but you can edit them. Just click on class, and then you come and maybe you want to use, for column, maybe you want to use 25 to 30, and then just come here and see okay. So okay, you get it. When I come to my grade type, I can choose 460 type 2, and I say okay. You can see the be changing here. The rebar, I just click on rebar, then tick everything and tick the side that you can select. I want T16 for the columns, so T16. So for the concrete beams, I'm going to leave my class like that. My grade, I'm just going to change the rebars. I want to use all my structural elements. I want to use what Y16. Understand? Even for the slab, I'm going to leave the concrete class the way it is. The grade, I'm just going to change the rebar. Here, T12 is what we normally use. T12. As I always say, be the engineer to your software. Don't allow your software to design for you. You are the engineer. Whenever anything that goes wrong, just know you are to be blamed, because this is your design. At the end of the day, you are the one who is designing. For the links rebar diameter, I'm just going to take R8 or Y8. Where is Y8? Yeah. Some people can use Y10 depending on the structure, but for residential G+2, this is very okay. The rest of the things I'm just going to leave them the way they are. I don't want to, because I don't have them. I don't have the ribs. I don't have I don't have any concrete walls. I'm just going to say okay. Now it's okay. You can see that everything that I've chosen has already it comes here. You can see that our columns we chose that, our beams chose that, slab chose that, our links we chose that. Grade 14 type 2. After that, I'm just going to come here to analysis. I think everyone can see this. So just come here to analysis, click on it. You can see we have building model check. For building model check, you just come and click on it like that. This one, it checks your building to show you where you have any area or you don't have any an error in your model. So I'm just going to say start. It numbers, it just numbers your errors and shows you where your error can be, so that you can saturate and edit accordingly. You can see building model check completed, number of errors is equal to 0. So it's just close, meaning our structure is okay. So before you always start your analysis, you can see that at this point you will always have this X or this cross. But as long as you finish your analysis and everything is okay, to just tick it. You get it? So just come here and say run analysis. When you click on run analysis, it brings for you this pop-up. And this one is showing you what do you want to design for. Design options. I want to design for my columns. I want to design for my beam reinforcements. For the steel, you can also just click on it just like that. Here they are telling you redesign or reselect. Reselect bar or redesign. You get it is always better you tick them, because at the end of the day, when whatever you have chosen has not passed through, your product structure would help you to redesign for you. But in case you are very sure on what you are doing, you can leave them so that you can design. At the end of the day, you look for the faults and then you clear them or organize them depending on how you want it to be. So after that, you just come here to building analysis and then you run your analysis. And just remember that this one takes a short while. It will take some time, but you just have to be sure on what you do and just have to be patient. Yeah, so as I remind you, if you haven't yet subscribed to our channel, make sure you subscribe, like, and share with those people that who might need this knowledge, so they can also understand what to do, some basics and fundamentals in structure. Yeah, so remember that we are using structure 2021. It's what I'm using right now. So in case you want to download this software, of course you visit their website, structure website, so that you can be guided on how to do it, on how to to install your software, on how to download it. Yeah, from them, so that they can also help you on how to get the license and all that to pay to pay for your software. Yeah, so for more details about how to do that, you can inbox through my contact in the bio, so I can guide you on how to do it. You get it? In case you are confused at any point as you do it, as you install your software. So you can see that it has already ticked our design. So you just click OK and then wait. Yep. So just come here and close. you can see that it is now ticked. It was across, now it has ticked, building analysis. So you are done with that. You can see you can get the different reports in case you want the report, the pre-analysis report, you can just come and then get them. You want the pre-analysis and all that, you can just go and get all those things that you want. Yeah. So after that, all that, you just come here and say close. Simple. This one is just showing the analytical view, but the one we don't want to talk about that for now. Is go back to our model. Great. So we are done with running our analysis. So building analysis is done. Building analysis is done. So next on the agenda that I want to show you, maybe just want to show you how you can do it, how you can run your product details to see what you have designed in your product details. You understand? Yeah. So the way you can check for that, I'm going to show you that. You understand? So just come here to drawings and reports and click on drawings and you can see you have what we call product details. So just click on product details and load your product details. It will also take some few minutes, so you have to wait for it as it loads. So you can see that it has already loaded your product details. You can see residential building 01. This is remember this is our project. It will always name your project here. If I told the name here is not correlating with the name that you give to it the other side, just know whatever you're doing is, just know you have made a mistake somewhere. So after that, they are asking you, how do you want to proceed? For us, we just want auto-generate. So just come and click on auto-generate. These ones, leave them alone. Just come auto-generate details and click just once. Tap. And then you wait for it. It will bring for you this here catalog here. This one just showing you whatever that it is going to be able to draw for you the other side in the details, whatever it's going to detail for you. So, but what you're going to do, so in case you don't need anything, maybe I don't need the beam elevations, I can just remove them from here. In case I don't need the column elevations, I can just remove them from that point. Take an example, I don't want those ones. I'm just going to tick at that point, just like that, and they will not come the other side. Then when you come to your scale, you can have 1 to 50, or normally be using 100, such that your drawings are good whenever you import them into AutoCAD or Stonebridge template. You understand? Yeah. So I'm going to just come here to draw, and then you click also once. Just click once, and then wait. You can see that this is where I'm going to draw all my drawings. That's where I'm going to place them. So just come here, and then at this point, I'm just going to come here and click around there like that. So you'll see that now it has begun drawing for us our different structure layouts. So it is done. So we're done with doing what? It is done with drawing for us. So now you can see here we have to ourselves our beams 200 by 450, have our columns 200 by 200, the different columns. They have our slabs showing the depth of the slab is 150, and that's all that we chose. This is now for story. So for story 1, we have for this beam and column layout for story 2, beam column layout for story 3, have here for the foundation in story 0, but it's only lacking the pads. Remember, we have not designed for the pad footings, but I've made some videos on how to place your pad footings, and I request that you search out for those videos and learn how to insert your pad footings into your structure, because as long as you put them, they will also appear at that point. So here you have the columns, how they have detailed your columns. You can see columns 200 by 200, and they have given you 4 steel bars. You get it? You can see 4 steel bars of T16, you can see this one 200 by 200, 4016 at that point. This one also 4016, just like that. When you come to our beams, you can see that he has also dealt for us our different beams, and we have here 2y16, we have 2y16 and all that. You get it? So we have our beams, these are beams, beam elements. So we have our columns, they are showing you how they have detailed your columns, these ones here, the structural layouts for story 1, 2, and 3. So after that, what you're going to do next is just import, you export it, your drawing into what? Into an AutoCAD file. So just come here, you click on this, right click, and then you do what? You say export. When you say export, you just come here and you say export. It's going to export whatever that you have there into what? Into an AutoCAD file. Yeah, so we already have our AutoCAD file, you can see. So we're just going to rename it. You can rename it, give it anything. You can name it maybe, rename it residential building 01. That's what we named it. Remember, right from the other side. So I'm just going to copy it just like that. Copy, and then I'm going to paste it somewhere I'm comfortable with. Me personally, I'll just come to desktop. I'm going to search for where I'm collecting all my information from. So I'm just going to just paste it there like that, so that I know where I've really placed my. So here now, this year, after you exporting your things, just know you are done with the product details. The next step now is you going to your drawing, open it in AutoCAD, and you can use a template like Stonebridge template, and you can go to Google, search about Stonebridge template. You get to know how to acquire it, how to purchase it, so that you can also use it to do your detailing work. It can help you. It is very, very good. Yeah, it is just like me. I can show you mine here. This one from Excel. So you can see Stonebridge template detailing. It's a Stonebridge detailing template. You can just purchase. It's not very expensive. You just purchase one for yourself. So that whenever you are designing, you can design. Whenever you are detailing, you can be detailing your structures from there. It makes things very well, very clear. You get it? It is just know it is very, very, very important. I advise that you get it. Yeah. You can see this is one of the things that that were done using Stonebridge. You can see how it looks like. There is a way it makes your work neat when you use it. So it is just very, very important. I wanted to just show you and tell you that it is that you can purchase it, and so that you can be detailing your things, your work from there. Yeah, so basically for today, we are done. For today, we are done. That's all I wanted to show you today, and all that I wanted to discuss with you. Yeah, in case you haven't yet subscribed to our channel, please subscribe, like, and share. This is Jethro Designer. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you for listening. Yeah, we shall meet in the next tutorial, where we are going to be talking about some advanced things in analysis, how to run the analysis. Advanced lesson is on running analysis and all that, detailing and each and everything. So thank you for listening. I just say bye bye.